welcome to the NewsX Sunday Garden Roundtable. Well, today we're going to be taking a look at the exit polls. We've all been watching and discussing the elections, and now just before the results, the exit polls have come out, and they've come up with a mixed bag of results. It's always not as one had expected, but it's very interesting because some polls, especially the poll Access, Chanakya, and CNX, three of them are saying one thing, and C Voter and the others are saying another thing. According to Access and the other poll, they're saying that Rajasthan will probably go to the Congress, while Madhya Pradesh will go to the BJP. Almost all polls are unanimous that Congress is going to has the edge in Chhattisgarh and is going to be sweeping Telangana. Now, these are very interesting results, and it's a mixed bag. So we're going to be taking a look at what our analysts and reporters, people who've been on the ground, have to say about the results, what they feel, whether the exit polls have got it right or not. Joining me on the show is Ashutosh, founding editor of satyahindi.com, Rashid Kidwai, he's a political commentator and author, PKD Nambiar, political commentator, analyst and author, and Sandeep Ghosh, he's a columnist and a political analyst. Rashid, I've been hearing your reactions and all. First reaction, especially Madhya Pradesh, do you really feel Kamal Nath may just miss the boat this time?
Priya, a disclaimer first. I mean, today we are going to talk only in the context of what the exit polls have shown, because unlike the opinion poll, exit poll is supposed to be more kind of, foolproof and I would say accurate. Now, the thing is that completely two different directions are there in the context of, again, Madhya Pradesh. One set of pollsters whom I'm saying professionally speaking, align more is our friend C voter Yashwant Deshmukh, his finding, and the other findings that Pradeep Gupta's finding, and of course today's Chanakya. Now, the two things are very, very different. From Madhya Pradesh, from a ground situation, it was very clear it's not a kind of wave election. If it was not a wave election, here it is showing, going by the so to say, the pro BJP opinion poll exit polls are showing, it is showing a pro incumbency wave. Now, if that happens, Priya, is going to create a lot of problem for the BJP, politically speaking, because I mean, you have 8 senior leaders, 3 union ministers, 7 members of parliament. What are you going to do with them? Are you going to just make them MLAs or ministers under Shivraj? Or what about Shivraj question? Is he going to be made chief minister, longest serving chief minister, 4-time chief minister, or bring him to center where he becomes a race for post Modi scenario type? So it's a very I would say politically tantalizing kind of thing. And again, great Congress comeback story. I mean, regardless of what happens in Madhya Pradesh, if Congress gets Telangana, remember, Priya, there's been no instance of the past where the Congress, having lost to a third party, be it Bengal, be it UP, Bihar, starting from Tamil Nadu to Andhra to several Indian states, wherever Congress lost to the third force, it never recovered. Now, if it comes back, then it's all together. It's what I call it a Maxwell moment for the Congress and for 2024.
Yes, in fact, I was there at Kharge's, the book launch to celebrate his 50 years in political service, and there the mood was very upbeat. And in fact, they were saying we were expecting to win 3 out of 4. They were I think expecting Madhya Pradesh more than Rajasthan, but 3 out of 4, that tally may still work for them. And the other interesting joke during the rounds was they were saying Rahul Gandhi ne Kharge ko Punauti ka hai, but Kharge, Rahul Gandhi is called Modi Punauti, lekin Kharge Saab is brought good luck. So they were thinking of a word which to counter Punauti, to say jab se wo aaya hamara good luck ho raha hai. So it's interesting that these political overturns also come. But PKD, what is your reaction?
So the broadly, I believe that some people are giving that Madhya Pradesh, if that also can happen, because the women voters, they are giving a logic that the women voters have come up and voted very major way. That is about 7 to 8% more people, more women have voted, and that is because of the Ladli Behna scheme. And they are getting the direct benefit transfer in their account. So it can even happen. It's not like that even wherever we have spoken or even we have seen it on television, the journalists going and interviewing the woman, they were all very happy with the Ladli Behna. So if that was the case, this result, what they are talking about, there is no anti-incumbency per se in Madhya Pradesh. There is not much of, there may be a little fatigue that you are seeing every time, same person, Mamaji. So that may be there, but there is no anti-incumbency per se that, oh yes, there is a hatred towards the existing government. So that is not there. So from the point of view of, I believe that I would like to put it on a moderate way. These samples are very small, so this can go. This is more of like एक बार लगा के देखते हैं कि और किसी ने किसी का follow up कर लेते हैं, or somebody who wanted to be very different, they may come up with it. And otherwise these samples may not be, some of the people who are talking about 160 seats for BJP in Madhya Pradesh. So that means then we will all have to unlearn the politics. We will all have to relive the way we have been analyzing politics or the elections. But in same is in the case of Telangana. I think there is a Congress rise. There is no doubt.
Telangana, I'll come in after the break. Let's just focus this time more on Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. But I will come back to you after the break on Telangana. We're also joined by Tehseen Poonawala, Congress supporter and of course a political analyst. But Ashutosh, are you more surprised by the way Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan have gone? Were you expecting the results to be the other way around as the Axis voter has predicted, or are you going with the C voter?
Frankly speaking, I will not specifically speak on the Madhya Pradesh. Let me give the big picture. I think out of 4, 1 is expected, 1 is unexpected, and the 2 goof ups purely by the exit polls. Chhattisgarh is expected, Telangana is unexpected, Rajasthan will be goof up, and the Madhya Pradesh will be goof up. Goof up by the Congress and goof up by the Rajasthan. If we had gone by the traditional logic, Rajasthan should be won easily by BJP and the Madhya Pradesh should be easily won by Congress party. So this is purely based on the exit polls, but I will not change my opinion. I have been consistently saying that Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Congress, Rajasthan, BJP and Telangana, it's a tough fight. I go by what Nambiar has hinted that Madhya Pradesh, I think exit poll, why we are so, why we are thinking in a different direction for the simple reason, because Aaj Tak India Today, Access My India exit poll has a tendency to be correct most of the time. But I can cite 2 examples. One, in West Bengal, they were completely off the mark. In Bihar, they were completely off the mark. On both the occasions, they apologized. They said sorry. And surprisingly, they did not publish the data for Telangana also. And a video was also being circulated where the channel which commissioned them, even they were surprised by the data of Madhya Pradesh.
But later on, Rajdeep said on air that, you know, we had done this deliberately. So I don't know, because he said, "Us samay to data aaya hi nahi tha," is what he said at night. I heard him.
I never believe what is said later or before. What is as an evidence is an evidence. That's admissible in the court of law, in the court of people.
Okay.
So I'm only saying is that if Madhya Pradesh Congress is losing with such margin, then there is no hope for the Congress in 2024. Forget it. Whether they win in Telangana or don't win in Telangana, that shows that the top leadership of the Congress, top means the senior old leadership of the Congress party has not learned lessons. Because in Rajasthan and in Madhya Pradesh, in both, Kamal Nath and Ashok Gehlot, both of them had totally autonomous. They were not taking instructions from the Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi or Mallikarjun Kharge. They were given all the powers. They have all the decisions to make. And if Kamal Nath is going to goof up, within quote I'm saying in Madhya Pradesh, then I must say that Madhya Pradesh next time should be, Kamal Nath should be removed and somebody younger should be given the responsibility, learning lessons from the Telangana. But I'm still not convinced by 150 seats. I'm still betting my neck out. The Madhya Pradesh going to the Congress, Rajasthan going to the BJP, Chhattisgarh, Congress, Telangana, tough fight.
I tend to agree with Ashutosh's analysis. Maybe I've been doing a lot of shows with you, Ashutosh, but what I found in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan also, I think I came with the same feedback. But Sandeep, your takeaway from what, you know, where are you standing on the exit poll results?
But one thing about these exit polls, Priya, we must say that most of these elections were up, over quite a few days ago, apart from Telangana, where rightly Axis is holding on for a day more before declaring the results. They tend to be conservative rather than rush to the channels with as soon as the elections are over. So other places, I suppose,
But it's also a good TRP move. No, we'll tune in today also for the
No, but
results.
they have done that. They don't come on the same day. They give themselves a second day. So, so I'm not saying in their favor, but equally everybody, I think, has a chance, especially for the larger states, to process the data. So, right or wrong, it's not the tukka. Everybody may not have done a tukka. Each one of, at least the bigger ones, had their own. Now, therefore, going by our, intuitive or whatever sense we had, let me take Madhya Pradesh. In Madhya Pradesh, I would tend to agree with both, though Rashid took it to a futuristic point. I'm not getting there, staying with the present. Madhya Pradesh, definitely, initially, Congress had an edge. I had visited Madhya Pradesh some time back. It was clearly having an edge. But subsequently, I think BJP recovered quite a bit. And what has happened to my mind, and Rashid is on the ground, there have been quite a few side deals which have happened. Apart from the recovery, I think this concept of the getting the central of the senior leadership tactically has worked in Madhya Pradesh, not in Rajasthan. I'll come to that why. In Madhya Pradesh, these people were under pressure to deliver because it is also a question of their future survival. So whether they liked it or not, they were aligned or not, they have pulled their own resources, done, they cut their own deals, etc., to deliver. So some of those seats will come in. My information is, Rashid can again tell me wrong, initially people were writing off BJP in the Chambal, Gwalior belt. I think they are not going to do as badly. Again, there was a pressure on delivery and they have done that. So therefore, having said all these things, and what BJP succeeded, again, in contrast to Rajasthan, here they not only were able to neutralize Shivraj, but also get him on board. So Shivraj, after the initial, maybe a little bit of diffidence, he was fully on board towards the end, and therefore he has pulled. And as everyone is saying, there is no strong anti-incumbency for Shivraj. There is a fatigue element. There are local anti-incumbency. There are corruption or other issues. And conversely, I don't think there was a huge wave for Kamal Nath. All said, I don't think Kamal Nath's first 15 months, the last 15 months when he ruled was a very exemplary rule. So people didn't have anything great to be enamored by him. So it is basically a fight among equals and the local, factors. So there it will be poised, but I think finally, again, BJP may pull it off in MP is what I feel over there.
Okay.
Coming to Rajasthan, I don't know whether they were discussing Rajasthan. There, my sense is I would go very much closer to the Axis poll. While everybody has been giving Rajasthan an edge, Rashid and I have sometimes, I think, exchanged some notes offline. I think BJP messed up royally out there in terms of the ticket distribution. Their strategy of getting the central leadership didn't work because the people from the center who came in, they are not, they don't have their thing. And finally, although they may have just about neutralized Vasundhara, they could not get her fully on board. And then you have, therefore, these and this Beniwal chap's influence and all that, which makes the going tough for BJP. So I don't think it will be a cakewalk for them, as many have been saying right from the beginning. I'll rest there.
Okay, so I think Sandeep is probably going the Axis poll way. Tessim, your reaction, especially Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan first.
सवाल ये है कि is Kamalnath taking oath as chief minister? Yes, he is. If he doesn't take oath as chief minister, let's go the other way. What happens? Because we also live in Einstein's theory of relativity, where there are multiple things possible. So what happens if he doesn't take oath as chief minister? What happens if Congress doesn't form a government? If that were to happen, believe you me, and I'm saying this, Congress will not form the government in Chhattisgarh.
Why?
If aap dekho kya hota hai. Because there will be factions in the Congress that will walk out. So when Ashutosh says rightly that Madhya Pradesh will impact 2024, not only will it affect 2024, it will affect Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh will get into problem. They may form the government in Chhattisgarh, the government will break. You have to understand how...
join over to the BJP.
I am not taking names. I'm personally very fond of the name you took. He's a gentleman. He's not the one who's going to go, but there will be a problem. So I'll tell you, the Congress has to understand one central thing. And again, Kamal Nath and G and I we keep speaking about it. I keep telling him, I discussed this with Ashutosh. This OBC reservation, it will not work everywhere. It will not work everywhere. For example, Vindhyales has the highest upper caste population. Now, Himachal sent the Congress in. It is a state with 90% Hindu, 60% upper caste.
I'll go into this in a bit.
Just 1 second. How will that work in Vindhyales? Just 1 second. Now you're taking on Shivraj Singh Chauhan, before him Gaur Saab, before him Uma Bharti, who are all OBC chief ministers. How is it going to work in Madhya Pradesh? So you have to have horses for courses. You can't have somebody from the center coming and giving ideas that don't work on the state. So these things have to be thought about.
But good point there. But I'm going to take a quick break and come back and just a quick look at Telangana also, what the Congress did right, and the future of Kamal Nath if this Einstein theory or relativity works. And the exit polls, some of them get it wrong. Then what happens to Kamal Nath? Stay with us. Hello and welcome back to the NewsX Sunday Guardian Roundtable. Today we're taking a look, at the results of the exit polls. Thrown up a very interesting combination. Rashid, Madhya Pradesh, I would just like to stay on a bit more before we move on to Telangana. Supposing the exit poll is right, what will happen to Kamal Nath?
I think I see a very bleak future for not only for Mr. Kamal Nath Digvijay Singh, but the entire Congress, because Priya, there is a big, leadership gap. So there is, Kamal Nath, there is Digvijay Singh, both past their Havardhan, Kamleshwar Patel, etc., who are in their, early 40s, etc. So they would take a lot of time. So in between, I think at least there will be 1 or 2 elections. So we are here, what we are talking about, forget about national scenario in the context of Madhya Pradesh, the BJP to stay on, again, Shivraj will become a Jyoti Basu and much more of Madhya Pradesh in that sense, because the BJP will continue for a long time. And Priya, just one more thing. You see, I don't like to run down any survey, exit poll, etc., because I think these all of them are, do a professional job. But just for the record, it is showing, the access, data is showing 10%, women, vote in excess of, so to say, their male counterparts in favor of BJP. Now, this is huge. You see, women are, young, women are OBCs, women are Dalit, women are backward, women are Muslim, women have, cut across all of them. So if we say 10% jump for the BJP, then I don't see, frankly speaking, statistically speaking, Congress winning any seat. Because it's not like the caste where, the caste has a, 20%, 15%, 30%, a kind of population. Women are 50% population. And if 50%, 10% of 50%, I think a lot of my panelists know, mathematics better than me. It is huge, huge, huge. So therefore, I'm saying that this, this baffles me a bit. I'm not questioning the finding. I'm just saying that is going to be a very, very big thing. If the 10% of women vote extra for the BJP, then the Congress will be finished. And this whole thing about that Revdi template, that is there to stay. Because if what police are saying about Rajasthan, there also there was the Revdi Bazi was there. So you do this and you get it. So paisa fek, tamasha dekh.
I agree with this. What does it say about the welfare schemes? But let's, PKD, I said Telangana. I think this show, let's just stay on Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan. We'll discuss Telangana on another show. Your take, you wanted to come in on the women's thing, and so did Tehseen, but first PKD.
Today, we are not talking about Muslim women. We are not talking about SC/ST women. We are talking about women. 10% of the women have voted. And another most important thing, governance needs to be felt by the end user, that is basically in this, the customer is the electorate. So the Ladli Behna scheme or some of these people have been really getting the benefit as a direct benefit transfer in their account. Now, how do they spend that money? Is it spent on their cooking gas? We don't know. So I think there is no one in Madhya Pradesh, there is no anti-incumbency against the existing government. On the other side, there are some welfare scheme has really been worked very well for the people. So I think all put together, they may have thought that why should I look for another government which is doing a fairly well job right now? Why should I go to Kamal Nath? And 1.5 years of Kamal Nath was not something like a very great thing which he did. So he could not do anything much during that time. So I think I am still a conservative. 150 and all is something that means 20 years later also, if a government can come back.
So
with-
you're thinking they will win, but not such a sweep. But Shivraj Singh Chauhan will
Yeah,
win.
absolutely. That's what my
Okay.
And Priya,
But
you're not alone in this program. I mean, the producer is also a woman.
correct.
yes, yeah, producer behind the scenes, Chitwan is a woman. That is true. Women work behind the scenes. Ashutosh, supposing Madhya Pradesh is won by the BJP, will Shivraj Singh Chauhan get another term? Because the whole fight was also.
Priya, I am not getting into that game till the results are out. Very simple, because in front of me, there are the 9 exit polls. Out of 9 exit polls, 5 exit polls are saying that the Congress is forming the government, and the 4 is saying the BJP is forming the government. And those who are saying that the BJP is forming the government, it's like India Access My 68, 90 seats, India TV CNX 70 to 89 seats, and Chanakya 62 to 86 seats, Republic TV 97 to 107 seats. Now, tell me, if exit poll is a science, then how can 9 exit polls have 9 different results? So that means most of them are wrong. There can be 1 or 2 which could be right. So I am not going to change my opinion, my assessment based on these exit polls. And I'm not going to guess whether the Kamal Nath is going to be removed or Shivraj Singh Chauhan will be there. And second thing, I've always done this. I do not get into the micro analysis, because I believe India is a very diverse country where there's a caste, subcaste, subcaste, and the gotra. How can I am going to get into the minds of the people and tell you the Gwalior is going to the BJP and the Malwa is going to the Congress and the upper caste Kurmi is going to vote for them, Kushwaha is going for them. Third point, this is my experience. The people normally, they don't reveal whom they have voted.
Yes.
Normally, this is true. If somebody is asking me, I will not tell them whom I have voted. And the women is more of that nature. After saying this, I'm again putting my neck out. The larger picture in Madhya Pradesh was that there was not a wave against Madhya Pradesh government. Shivraj Singh Chauhan was quite popular, but there was a fatigue factor, and 18 years is a pretty long time, because in politics, for anybody to enter incumbency to set in. And this time, Shivraj Singh Chauhan's government was, I will not say first rate or second, it's a third rate government. I have never seen Shivraj Singh Chauhan so vulnerable, so fragile, that he was trying to copy Yogi Adityanath. I know Shivraj Singh Chauhan for 15 years. He ruled Madhya Pradesh like a good administrator, equally popular with women and everybody, and a person whom even I, being anti-BJP, critique of the BJP, criticize BJP, I used to admire Shivraj Singh Chauhan for his agricultural policies, which he did.
Okay.
So that's a larger picture. But
Okay.
I could see that there was a change on the ground. And the change on the ground suggested me that the Madhya Pradesh should go to the Congress. If I'm missing something big, I do not know. But I will change my opinion on 3rd, not today.
Fair enough. Sandeep, will you, going by the discussions, the fate of the way the campaign was handled by Shivraj Singh Chauhan and Gehlot, are freebies now going to be the new dominant grammar?
Yeah, freebies in 2 ways. But before that, since Ashutosh raised this thing about exit polls, all of you may have read it. I would recommend a book by Rukmini S., which is called Whole Numbers and Half Truths. How actually where the data science is missed in all these predictions. She was a Hindu journalist on statistics. Read that book, those of you who haven't, and that will tell you why some exit polls go so wrong and some statistics are right. Now, coming back to freebies, Priya, this whole BJP Congress, whatever analysts or the electoral strategists, they analyzed 2 or 3 things on which BJP has scored. One was this whole Labharti thing, which BJP has also gone on emphasized. And since, they're not in power to do something like the Labharti scheme to DBT, etc., Congress took the route of just going in for the freebie guarantees and hitting straight and doing that. And that has landed BJP in a problem, because they cannot totally ignore that, because they've seen in Karnataka So they have to do. But BJP is still, I think, trying to make a macro thing. If you see from yesterday, BJP is a party which doesn't sleep. So as soon as the elections were over, yesterday Modi did this whole thing about all these schemes which is happening. They're addressing all the beneficiaries across the country and then doing a cascading through their MPs and people to say. So they will try to pitch on that score.
Okay.
How it's packaged, but I think there is no getting away from it. And sometimes funnily, just to take half a second, how it hits you back. See this whole Ujjwala scheme, where there were 14 million or 14 crore cylinders given. 14 crore cylinders have gone up to 30 crores. And therefore, the whole subsidy bill has also, while trying to help, has ballooned. Now, what do you do over there? Then you get into this whole cycle, and now neither can you do, and somebody else comes and says, in a business that happens, for a challenge, it's very easy to increase 5 rupee discount and tackle the market leader, because market leader will have to pay that 5 rupees on his entire volume, whereas the challenger can do it on a small base and get away. So that's what's happening.
You can see Sandeep's market background also helping us. Tesim, final word to you.
Yeah,
I find a lot. I find a lot of some of the last analysis made to be in pure English breakfast terms, half-fried eggs. It's amazing that Congress hasn't delivered Labharti in Karnataka that people in Madhya Pradesh know, but the same people in Madhya Pradesh will not ask, why is Modi ji giving cylinders at 500 rupees in Madhya Pradesh but not giving in Uttar Pradesh, jo baju mein hai? See, this is Congress has first of all delivered in Karnataka, everything in the fight. Please, Sandeep, please.
I'm saying, you seem,
Sandeep, please. Sandeep, I don't speak it. I have very little time.
He just,
so thing is that it's how you want to position it, and that's how analysis are. 10% more women have come out to vote. Arey Baba, women from last time have been 1% less. And the new women who have come out to vote, let's be very clear of it. You should look at them in the category of youngsters. Now in youngsters, what is the single biggest issue in Madhya Pradesh? You all are very wise. Some of you all have been in Madhya Pradesh. The biggest issue is employment. The biggest issue is crime against women. Those women are like youngsters voting for jobs, are voting for opportunities, are voting for English language, are voting for becoming global citizens, are voting for crime against them to reduce. That somehow gets mixed up with the Labharti scheme of Mamaji from 18 years ago. Some of them announced 6 months ago. So it is just like that. The youngsters were completely with the Congress. If the change came in, it was because of jobs and things. I think, and I do admit to this one part, where the Congress has missed the bus, has been not converting that 120 to a 150, 160. This was an election for the Congress to sweep. It's missed some basic things, by which I rightly agree by Rashid or Ashutosh getting into the caste thing. Oh, sorry, by PKD. Caste was not the issue in Madhya Pradesh. Employment, jobs, men, women should have been, not the caste issue. I think the Congress missed that goal.
Good point.
Just 10 seconds. Two of the best psephologists this country has produced, Prannoy Roy and Yogendra Yadav, they stopped predicting numbers. And the best institute was CSDS that also stopped producing numbers. That's the reality of exit polls. Rest, I can't vouch for others how trained they are.
Yeah, well, I think it's good to have the statutory warning at the end. Let's wait for the final results. But until then, let's see whether the exit polls get it right or wrong. That itself, I think we should do a graph on who got it right, who got it wrong. That's another story at the end of the day. But wait and watch this space. See you all on 3rd December. And we'll keep this show going. Thank you.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.